Hi everyone, my name is Steven Loera and I decided I'd research quick response codes as my technology tool in education. I chose QR codes because even though they've been around for a long time, I don't think people realize the endless potential they have in a school setting. So I hope you guys all find this presentation very informative because really QR codes are such an amazing tool to use in the classroom. Basically, a QR code is a shortcut that anyone can put just about anywhere to give them information. So the two-dimensional barcode will attach to virtually anything you want a QR code to be. A YouTube video, a website, a picture, anything. So once you scan the QR code with the decoding software you've already downloaded onto a smartphone, you're able to scan a QR code that will then take you to whatever the code is attached to. QR codes were actually developed way back in 1994 by Denso Wave. They're a Japanese subsidiary of the Toyota Motor Company. So this technology does go a long way, but I think it's been kind of slow to enter the educational field. Originally, they came up with the technology as a means to track car parts coming into Toyota factories. So because of their two-dimensional shape, the QR code has become really popular throughout many different industries. Not only that, but I'll be showing you guys how easy it is to create a QR code later in this presentation. I don't know if anybody's noticed, but QR codes are now everywhere. Anyone with a smartphone can access a QR code. So they're becoming really popular among many different industries. For example, restaurants are using them to allow customers to access their menus. Retailers use them to advertise coupons to get customers to come into their stores. If you look on the right hand side, I have a diagram of a transportation company using them to help customers download the schedules onto their phones. They're everywhere nowadays. And they're for anyone who has any information to share. Using a QR code is beyond simple. To create one, all you have to do is do a quick Google search. There's countless websites that will help you set one up. I'll show you my personal favorite in a bit. But basically, once you're on that website, you'll input the information you want to be translated into a code, and once you've saved it, you can share it electronically or by print with anyone with a QR reader. So instead of putting all your information on a syllabus, a teacher might be able to just load his or her information on a QR code and put it on the top of their page. A parent will then snap the QR code and have all the teacher's information saved onto their phone. And just so you guys can notice how effective QR codes, on this slide I put one that's slightly damaged, but if you scan it, it will still take you to the text that I've attached it to. So they're very reliable as well. The first thing anyone needs to do when they're going to start using a QR code is to download the reader onto their smartphones. So for those of you with a smartphone and who don't have QR codes set up yet, here are a few easy steps. So on your phone, go to the App Store and type something to the effect of QR code scanner. And by the way, for this presentation's activity, we will be using QR codes, so if you download them as we move forward, it'll make the progression pretty easy. Most QR scanners are free, and they work pretty good. I suggest downloading Scan Life Barcode and QR Scanner. I have highlighted it at the bottom so you can see what the picture looks like. It's free, and I like this app for a few cool features that it has. But if you already have a QR scanner on your phone, that's fine. It'll work just fine. If not, you may want to download and click the one I've recommended. So once you've clicked it open, all you do is click install, and the app will load itself onto your phone. Once you've done that, you're pretty much set to go. It may ask you just a few questions to help customize the app to your personal self, but otherwise than that, you won't have to do much. So once you've had your QR scanner ready to go, that's really important. But I think as future teachers, knowing how to make a QR code is a lot more important. So the website I really suggest is www.qrstuff.com. It's an easy, straightforward way to make QR codes. So if you look at the right-hand corner, the first thing they ask you to do is click the top of data you'll be using for your QR code. As you can see, the default there is website URL, but there are a lot more other options. So we'll just use website URL. Secondly, once you've done that, you'll copy and paste the URL you want to convert into a QR code. And as soon as you've done that, the QR code preview on the far right hand side will change with the QR code you've requested. Literally, it's that simple. And once you've done that, you have the option to download, print, or email the code out. So to use the QR reader on your phone, all you do is open up your application. The first thing to come up will give you the option to scan, preview previous scans, allow you to open up QR code, and allow you to change your settings. If you click scan and point your camera toward your QR code you want to read, the camera will take a picture and divert you to whatever information the QR code was formatted for. The QR code option toward the bottom of the figure is one why I really like this application. You can upload your contact information on there and share it with others the same way you would a business card. Only with this, the information will be saved directly to the other person's phone. I think the uses for QR codes in education are countless. A teacher could place a QR code on top of a homework assignment with a link to a website or suggestions that may help with homework when a teacher isn't available. Publishers can do the same in their textbooks. QR codes can be used in vocabulary with one words on one side and the code on the opposite side in case the student needs help with definitions. But even with all these benefits, I acknowledge the obvious drawback to QR codes, and that is that some students just don't have smartphones. But I will say that the same can be said with any other technology. A lot of schools now are integrating iPads into their chest of tools for students, and there was a CBS poll done in July of 2013 that said over 60% of the population now has smartphones. So with that number, I really think it's high enough so that teachers know that the time they spend creating QR codes to incorporate it into their curriculums is definitely worth it. Seriously, QR codes are really an amazing tool to use in a school setting. So I hope this how-to guide was helpful enough to get those of us who have never used QR codes to actually use them and incorporate them into their classroom settings. Thank you, everybody.